The rain poured heavily over the small village of Yumudike as mourners gathered around two fresh graves. Standing alone beside them was an 8-year-old boy named David. Tears streamed down his face as he stared at the graves of his parents, who had died in a terrible road accident on their way home from the city. David's world ended that day. After the burial, his father's elder sister, Aunt Beatrice, stepped forward. "Don't worry," she said before the villagers. "David is now my son. I will take care of him." The villagers praised her kindness. But the moment everyone left, everything changed. David was not treated like a son. He was treated like a servant. Every morning before sunrise, Aunt Beatrice would bang on his bedroom door. "Wake up, lazy boy. Fetch water before my children wake up." While her own children, Brian, Sandra, and Kingsley, slept comfortably in soft beds, David walked several kilometers carrying heavy buckets of water. He swept the compound, washed clothes, cooked food, cleaned dishes, fed the chickens, worked on a family farm. Yet whenever food was served, David received only leftovers. Sometimes nothing at all. "If there isn't enough food," Aunt Beatrice would say, "drink water and sleep." Her children mocked him daily. "Houseboy, orphan, no one loves you." Despite everything, David never answered back. He simply prayed every night, "God, please don't forget me." Years passed. David was no longer allowed to attend school. Whenever he mentioned education, his aunt laughed. "School? Who will do the housework? My children are the future of this family, not you." Her own children attended the best schools while David watched them leave every morning wearing neat uniforms. His heart broke. One afternoon, a valuable gold necklace belonging to Aunt Beatrice disappeared. Without any evidence, she pointed at David. "You stole it." "I didn't," David cried. She slapped him. Her children joined in. Neighbors gathered as she dragged David outside. "This thief has been stealing from me." No one listened to David. She threw his small bag onto the road. "Leave my house and never come back." At only 13 years old, David became homeless. For several days, he wandered through the streets of a nearby town. He begged for food. He slept under market stalls. Some nights, he slept on empty benches. Other nights beneath bridges. He was hungry, cold, lonely, but he refused to steal. One evening, as he searched through a rubbish bin for leftover food, an elderly woman approached him. Her name was Mama Grace. She was 70 years old, poor, a widow. She sold roasted groundnuts by the roadside. She had no children. She looked into David's tired eyes. "My son, why are you eating from trash?" David burst into tears. He told her everything. Mama Grace wiped away his tears. "From today, you are my son." Although Mama Grace lived in a tiny mud house with a leaking roof, she welcomed David with love. She shared her only meal with him. When there wasn't enough food, she ate less so David could eat. Every morning they sold roasted groundnuts together. David worked hard. He respected her. He called her mother. One day, Mama Grace noticed David solving difficult mathematics problems written on an old newspaper. "Who taught you this?" "My father," David replied softly. Before he died, the old woman smiled. This gift must never be wasted. Although she had almost nothing, Mama Grace sold the small piece of land left by her late husband. People called her foolish. "You are wasting your money on another person's child." She ignored them. Instead, she enrolled David in school. David promised himself, "I will never disappoint you." David became the best student in every class. Teachers admired him. He won scholarships. He studied day and night. Years later, he earned admission to study computer engineering at a prestigious university. There, he created an innovative software system that helped businesses protect their financial data from cybercrime. His invention attracted investors from around the world. Soon, David founded his own technology company. The company expanded across Africa and beyond. Within a few years, David became one of the youngest and most successful technology entrepreneurs in the country. He built schools, scholarship foundations, hospitals, homes for orphan children. But he never forgot Mama Grace. He built her a beautiful house, hired caregivers to look after her, and made sure she lacked nothing for the rest of her life. "You believed in me when the whole world rejected me," he told her. Mama Grace smiled through tears. I only watered the seed that God planted. Meanwhile, disaster struck Aunt Beatrice's family. Her supermarket closed after heavy losses. Her transport business collapsed. Customers abandoned her other shops. Then, one terrible night, a fire swept through her remaining business center. Everything was destroyed. Insurance covered only a small portion of the damage. Within months, she became poor. The same neighbors who once praised her disappeared. Her children, now adults, argued constantly over money. Some even left home. For the first time in her life, Aunt Beatrice remembered David. One morning, she learned that the wealthy businessman opening a new technology and education center in town was none other than David. Ashamed and desperate, she traveled to his headquarters with her children. She waited for hours before being allowed inside. The moment she saw David, she fell to her knees. "David, please forgive me. I treated you badly. I was cruel. I have lost everything. We need your help." Her children lowered their heads in shame. Silence filled the room. David looked at the woman who had once thrown him onto the streets. He remembered the hunger, the beatings, the cold nights, the tears. Then he remembered Mama Grace's words. "Never let bitterness live in your heart. Forgiveness sets you free." David gently helped his aunt to her feet. "I forgive you." She began to cry. "But forgiveness does not erase the past," David said softly. "It gives us a chance to build a better future." Instead of giving her piles of cash, David helped wisely. He arranged a modest home for her family, provided training to help them start honest businesses again, and offered scholarships for the younger members of the family who wanted to study. He made it clear that they would have to work hard and rebuild their lives with integrity. Aunt Beatrice was overwhelmed. "I don't deserve this kindness." David smiled. "Perhaps not. But someone once showed kindness to a poor orphan who didn't deserve to be abandoned either." Years later, Aunt Beatrice became known for helping widows and orphan children, hoping to make up for the mistakes of her past. As for David, he continued to honor Mama Grace, the woman who had changed his life with love instead of wealth. Whenever people asked him the secret of his success, he always answered, "I became successful because one poor woman gave me what money could never buy: a home, an education, and unconditional love." Moral of the story: true family is not always the people who share your blood, but the people who choose to love, protect, and believe in you. Kindness can change a life forever, and forgiveness has the power to break the cycle of hatred.